Yo, these Asian men, I'm telling you, it's not just on social media forums where they bitch and moan. Now they are taking it out on the public. So you have this 2020 uh, Democrat presidential candidate who wants to run for office um, by the name of Andrew Yang. Now, he is being butthurt and he is whining over a so-called racist comment made to him by a comedian named Shane Gillis. Now, recently, I did a video about Simu Liu, the actor who's going to play the upcoming Marvel superhero Shang-Chi. I recently did a video about him, also bitching and moaning about how he goes through racism, how he and his people go through racism, and he also made a tweet against Shane Gillis about the racist comment that he made. Now, after I'm done going through this article and talking about Andrew Yang, you guys are going to see how I'm very right on the stuff that I say about Asian men, okay? So, the title of the article says, "It Hurts." Yang brings own experience to bigoted comments made by new SNL member Shane Gillis. So, this is Andrew Yang right here, okay? And like I said, when I'm done reading the article, there's much more I have to say about him. 2020 Democratic presidential candidate Andrew Yang again responded to racist comments made by new Saturday Night Live hire Shane Gillis, saying he's faced anti-Asian racism throughout his upbringing, but also that our country has become excessively punitive and vindictive about remarks that people find offensive or racist. Yang, who is Taiwanese American, told CNN's Jake Tapper on State of the Union Sunday that racial epithets hurt and it should be taken seriously, but also softened his criticism, saying Jill's comments should be taken differently because he is a comedian. "I've experienced a lot of anti-Asian racism throughout my upbringing, and it hurts. Yeah, it hurts. It hurts for you because of your fragile ego. You see, black men they go through racism all the time, okay, but they don't get hurt over it. They do something about it, okay. They take action, like the situation in the Asian beauty supply store where this black guy named, I forgot what his name was. I know his last name ends with Muhammad. So for the sake of this video, I'm just gonna call him Mr. Muhammad. This black guy named Mr. Muhammad, um, who dealt with these racist Asian beauty supply store owners who were being disrespectful towards his women. Okay, and instead of being butthurt over their racism towards his people, he did something about it. All right. If you watch the video, that video went viral all over social media. He went there and he slammed the window glasses of the this Asian beauty supply store. In my opinion, that's not enough. Okay, he should have boycotted that store and made that store run out of business. It is something that is very real, he said, and I do think anti-Asian racial epithets are not taken as seriously as slurs against other groups. Well, I'm gonna be real frank about this. To be honest, if you look at what's happened throughout history, Asians did not go through as much oppression as black people did. Okay, black people have had it worse, and up until now they still do. But at the same time, bigger picture, I believe that our country has become excessive. I think I already read that part. Particularly in the case where the person is, in this case to me, like a comedian whose words should be taken in a slightly different light. Okay, I don't understand what he just said. He is going to bitch and moan, saying that he got hurt over this comedian's racist comment, but then he says that it should be taken differently because he's a comedian. Like I said, there's much more I have to say about this man when I'm done rereading this article. Yang's Sunday reaction marks his latest on the comments resurfaced by freelance writer Seth Simons. Simons tweeted a 2-minute video clip of Jill's podcast, Matt and Shane's Secret podcast, recorded last year, in which Jill says on the video, "Let the fucking chinks live there," of Chinatown. Gillis also mocks a Chinese accent, the language barrier, and says, "Chinatown's fucking nuts." In my honest opinion, those Chinatowns in New York, they also need to be boycotted and liquidated, okay? Because the land in the community where those Chinatowns are right now, those probably used to be prosperous black communities where the black residents of those communities were probably forced out of those communities to make way for um, the Chinese when Asians were allowed to legally immigrate to the United States. The video recording of the podcast episode has been deleted from YouTube, and Gillis posted a statement on Twitter Thursday night saying, "If you go through my 10 years of comedy, most of it is bad. You're going to find a lot of misses," and adding he's happy to apologize to anyone who's actually offended by anything I've said. "My intention is to never hurt anyone, but I'm trying to be the best comedian I can be, and sometimes that requires risks." Yang first responded to Gillis in a Twitter thread on Saturday, saying he prefers comedy that makes people think and doesn't take cheap shots. He also wrote he is open to meeting with Gillis and doesn't think he should lose his job. We would benefit from being more forgiving rather than punitive, Yang tweeted. "But if I can forgive Shane as the guy he called a slur, I hope others can as well," he wrote. "I also hope Shane is open to learning. We are all human. We are all fallible." Okay, I disagree with this fact. So obviously, this man, Andrew Yang, he's just being an attention seeker. Okay, he's gonna bitch and moan about um a racist comment made towards him. Then he's gonna say that it should be taken in a different light and that we should be more forgiving. Yang's own jokes. Yang himself is a complicated figure to highlight the racist comments. At the third Democratic debate on Houston on Thursday, Yang cracked an off-color joke as he discussed healthcare and the mounting paperwork doctors face. "I'm Asian, so I know a lot of doctors," Yang said. The joke was criticized by some on social media, and Asian American commentators accused Yang of leaning on the model minority Asian stereotype. At a campaign stop in Seattle, Yang called his campaign the nerdiest presidential campaign in history. Merchandise on Yang's website include a hat with math on it and notebooks with a picture of Yang as an awkward teenager. And like I've been saying, none of these stereotypes about Asians are false. Okay, many of them are actually true. A lot of Asian men, um, just for whatever reason, come off as social misfits and outcasts. So, are they gonna continue bitching and moaning about it, or are they gonna do something? Are they gonna step up and have confidence to talk to girls, or they're just gonna be more reserved pushovers? Okay, I'm almost done with this article. When asked Sunday about the candidate's own jokes referencing Asian stereotypes, Yang characterized his comments as merely poking fun at such stereotypes to urge Americans to reflect on them. I would never claim that my individual experience would speak to the depth and breadth of our community, he told Tapper. At the same time, I think Americans are very smart and that they can actually see right through that kind of myth, and if anything, by poking fun at it, I'm making Americans reflect a little bit more on them. Alright guys, so like what I've been saying over and over again in my previous videos talking about Asians and their hypocrisy, they, especially the Asian men, they love to bitch and moan all day about racism, okay? But when you look at it, many of them are actually involved and co-sign white supremacy. If you do your research on Andrew Yang, you're going to learn that he is not in favor of putting any legislation against white supremacist terrorists, even though they are really and truly the ones who are a threat to American lives, rather than ISIS and Al Qaeda and all these Islamic groups. Okay, it's really and truly radical white supremacists, extremists who are terrorists, and the real threat to many lives in this country. as well as all these mass shooters who also wrote white supremacist manifestos and hold white supremacist beliefs, but yet he refuses to put any legislation against them to put this down, okay? And Phil from the Advice Show, now his channel is called the African Diaspora Channel. He also did an in-depth video on this, so you can go ahead and check that video out. But I don't really get how this man, this yellow man, he's gonna come out right now bitching and moaning about racism and white supremacy, but yet he refuses to fight against it. And another thing I don't understand is he's gonna again be bitching and moaning about the racist comment made towards him by this comedian, but yet instead of going hard on him and pounding him real hard, he's then gonna say later on that since he's a comedian, there should be some considerations taken for him and we should be forgiven. I mean, how stupid can he be? And I think he is just doing this all for attention, because from what I've been hearing, nobody is paying him no mind and nobody is giving him their time of day, which they really shouldn't. Okay, and I didn't even know about this man until Phil from the Advice Show did a video on him. I didn't know about this um, man at all, but based on that, he does not have by saying that he's not in favor of putting any legislation against white identity extremists. That obviously tells you that he is not in favor for ADOS Black Americans in this country. You know, definitely don't be expecting him to be in favor of reparations for Black people. Okay, and if at all this guy gets put into office, he's probably gonna be allowing waves of illegal Asian immigrants to set up beauty supply stores in the Black community and further terrorize Black people and exploit money off of Black people. Okay, and I bet you, if someone were to force him to shed some light on that, he's gonna refuse to acknowledge it. Okay, Black people, these non-blacks don't have your best interests at heart. Okay, he does not have your best interests at heart. Okay, if these groups of people don't have your best interests at heart, if he does have your best interests of heart, then he 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 would desperately put laws against these um, white supremacists who their victims are mainly Black people. Okay, he'd put laws against them, but no, he's not putting any kind of law or legislation against them, which means that he could care less if you continue to be gunned down by the street or um, go through these daily attacks by these white supremacists. Okay, there shouldn't be any Black person at all who cares about their community who would put this man in office. Okay, don't nobody should be voting for Andrew Yang and put him in office because it is politicians like him who make the situation of our country even worse and unsafe to be in. Okay, and there have been already other nations around the world who have set travel restrictions for their people going to the United States, warning their people that they should be um, taking heavy precaution and know the risks that they will face by going to America because of all of these white identity extremists going about. All right, but it really doesn't surprise me that he's gonna be bitching and moaning about racism, but um, yet um, be defending white supremacy because Asian men in general are stupid, and just like the feminist movement, I think they are the rising attention seekers of society that nobody should be um, paying attention to. Okay, so you really have to be paying close attention and be wary of these Asian men. Okay, because right now it's men, white lone men, who are doing all these school shootings. You know, as these Asian men get desperate for attention, they're probably also going to be committing these school shootings. Okay, and there actually have been several Asian men who have been committing school shootings. So my advice to you all in this crazy world we're living in, um, stay safe all the time, and always be armed, because you don't know what the hell these people are going to be doing next. Okay, and aside from mass shootings, I've read somewhere that Asians are the second group of people in the United States who have really high suicide records. Okay, and that's because their empire, their little empire, just like white people, it's all coming down. It's all coming to an end. There are actually also many Asian nations around the world who are also experiencing low birth rates. Okay, and this is the most highest punishment. This is obviously the most high um, dealing with these wicked people for all the wicked stuff that they have done against his people. But anyway, I just want to let you guys know about this no good Andrew Yang, who wants to run for president next year. No one should vote for him. He because he's not going to be any better than the previous presidents we've had. Okay, and even though Barack Obama was a black man, he was no better either. He went around going through to a bunch of countries in Africa trying to promote the gay agenda. And I believe that I remember reading somewhere that if these African nations don't accept the gay agenda, then they're gonna be the U.S. is gonna cut aids on these people, which is just a really cruel act. Okay, but like I just said, these presidents are no good. I don't think anyone. I think people need to continue waking up, knowing that these no good presidents and leaders are just gonna make situations and they are reptilians. They're just gonna be making stuff even worse. Okay, I think people and stuff getting involved in these presidential elections, I think they should be um, focusing on their own affairs. Okay, But anyway, guys, I just wanted to share this article. Let me know what you guys think about it. Let me know what you guys think about Andrew Yang. I'd love to hear your opinions about him. And I'll see you guys on the next video.